That looks cool AF.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to tonight's episode of Decisions and Dragons. As you can see, things are a little bit different. I finally got off of my ass and made an intro, so yeah, did that. Couple quick announcements before we begin. You might notice that our overlay looks slightly different. That is because we are pairing up with Monument Studios to promote their music, which we will be listening to as background for tonight's session. That means that if you use the code NERDHOUSE15, you get 15% off of an order from Monument Studios, which is
a promo code.
we have a promo code named after Nerd House.
We're like
Yeah,
for real now.
we're like legit now. Thank you. Roll your fate. I see you. I see you in there. Monument Studios has literal gigabytes worth of Hollywood quality music and sound effects for your D&D games. They also have their own online player that you can share a link with everybody so that they can tune into whatever it is that you want to play in a given scene. They've got stuff for horror, fantasy, modern, all of that sort of stuff. So by all means, go and check them out. They are fantastic. They're super nice. I emailed them about like trying to help them out, and they're like, "We're so sorry about the delay. We've been really working hard on updates, so here's all the stuff. Have fun. We will, we're excited about the connection and all that stuff. So definitely go and check them out. They're fantastic. Also, I did warn my party to make sure that they had a water bottle or some sort of beverage on hand, as now we are getting into channel point redemptions. So that means that at any point you could potentially drown us. It's awesome. If I have to deal with it, you guys have to. Speaking of which,
Steve already did it. Thanks,
group
Steve.
hydrate. Everybody take a drink of your drink of choice.
It's fine.
Steve,
Oh,
My water bottle has a
God.
Claire down it. See, Claire.
No, we're about to get bombed.
Oh, Jesus.
Take
if
two
this
more.
gets emptied,
It's going to
It's gonna
wine.
turn into shots.
You shouldn't say that on the internet.
This should have been. Wait, Cujo, when you warned us about this, did you say yes, fill this glass with vodka, or don't?
I
fill it
asked
with vodka?
beforehand.
We're gonna need
Water,
a
yes,
group
water,
break
no.
like halfway, like 2
Yes.
hours in. Because
Yes.
we're gonna have
Right.
I used to
Speaking
be
of
able
which,
I used to be able to do this show without a bio
yeah.
break in the middle.
Now we're
I
gonna
think
have
those
to.
days are over.
Which
judging
reminds
by our
me,
audience.
given that we are going to have these channel point redemptions specifically with hydration, because we all know how much we love drinking water and shots,
I thought you were
apparently.
gonna stop at drinking.
We are going to
Slight
be.
pause.
I am going to be pushing for a mid episode break so we can all take a second. Mostly because we also have like a video ad from Monument Studios to play too, so you guys can see that magic too. So
That's so
yeah,
cool.
I'm really excited about this shit. But also a couple quick shout outs to Sirenscape. It is another ambient sound and music program. This is my program of choice. They have official sound sets for Dungeons and Dragons, any Paizo property, Call of Cthulhu, Settlers of Catan. Pick your genre and it has something for you. Definitely check them out. They have a subscription service that is rather cheap and you get access to everything. And I'm talking about hundreds of sound sets. So that's pretty cool. Full customizability as well. Big shout out to Incarnate for being a fantastic web-based map maker, whether it is a global map, regional map, or battle map. You can make all different kinds of fun stuff. They've got lighting effects, they've got cool different resources and art sets. It's awesome. And big shout out to Foundry Virtual Tabletop. That is our virtual tabletop of choice for Decisions and Dragons. It also can supply you with stuff for D&D, Paizo, Call of Cthulhu. You get the idea. So definitely check them out as well. With that in mind, I believe that is all of our announcements. So, when last we left our intrepid heroes, they, having just narrowly crossed across the Terrafan Sea. So let me get my audio balancing figured out here. Sorry, Chad, I know it's probably a little loud. There we go. Having narrowly crossed the Terrafan Sea, encountering the Leviathan itself, our heroes finally arrived at a very small port town, where only one denizen seemed to be awake to monitor for security purposes, a human-looking creature named Gabriel. Gabriel established themselves as quite a experienced fighter. I see Court just muttering to herself, and I love it.
Yeah, when he emphasizes looking at creature, he could have just said human, and we would have been none the wiser that he's actually like some fucking.
What if he's
devilish or
not a
something.
human?
I mean, we would never know.
Moving right along. The hero's goal was to infiltrate the city of Delita in hopes of slaying another one of the Whispered One's generals, a horror of an undead dragon. That being said, you all made camp in this small fishing village and rested for the evening. So in case you didn't already, you will get a long rest.
Oh, thank God.
But the night passes without incident, and you all are greeted by the familiar bleak gray sky above, with a bit of a blistering wind that seems to course through the land. As the area around this fishing village is mostly plains, there's not a whole lot of forest or hills or anything to block from the pretty consistent winds that sort of course through the area. Some of you find that your tents sort of get buffeted a little bit by the wind throughout the night, making it a little bit difficult to get your rest, but after a long voyage, you didn't really have much of a problem. But morning comes, you can hear a handful of other people in the fishing village sort of milling about. But what do you guys do?
Walk out, cook, find a place to cook for breakfast.
Breakfast?
Breakfast.
Actually, boost up your audio. And I'm actually going to drop this even lower. Okay. You step out and you see a very small building, but compared to the others, slightly larger. That you can spot a couple of fishermen walking out from, wearing simple clothes. It seems the few citizens you can see all have a very similar sort of dour expression on their faces, almost as if the land itself is tearing itself apart. But glancing inside the open doorway of this building, you can spot a couple of tables. You can smell some cooked food coming from inside, but it's it's not going to be anything too extravagant. You maybe smell a little bit of bacon being cooked.
Did we travel with rations, guys?
I
Like
think
food?
so.
Did we hunt? We hunted pre journey, so we
Yes.
actually have stuff that we can cook.
I'm
correct?
always hunting because Coco doesn't like rations.
Yeah.
I defy you to imagine Coco eating like a little square of lamb bread.
You'd be like birdseed.
I just imagine the sass when you offer it.
Coco has sass regardless.
I am not so foolish to offer such an insult.
Eat your hand.
Yeah. Coco's favorite food is rabbits. Live rabbits.
And we did buy rations at Templeton's.
Yes. Okay, so we have some stuff that we can eat / potentially cook. Make something hot. Tea. I can make tea. I think I have tea. I'm gonna make tea. Boil some water, make some tea.
There you go. Tina, for some reason, your audio is coming through very light on the stream. I'm just trying to figure that out.
That is odd. Is it coming through light to anyone else?
Oh, that's...
No.
I'm just looking at the audio levels on Streamlabs as the key here. But
I think you're pretty quiet still.
I can boost a bit.
there you go.
Stay quiet.
Yeah, boost
There
all you
we go.
like. Yeah. It's lit here for sure. Okay. We will monitor the audio issues as they come. Gotta love streaming and audio problems. But yes. I'll say Coco does, like, very slowly accompany Malice as Coco does smell food as well. The large axe beak sort of peering over your shoulder into the doorway, eyes wide, but the pupils very, very small, almost like waiting. Waiting for something to rush out the door.
Okay. It'll be ready in a minute. Maybe a couple minutes.
I can assist with cooking.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I would like to make tea.
Okay.
I actually have stuff to make tea,
Nice.
and it helps people recover from exhaustion,
Oh, fancy.
which we don't have, but
Nice.
perhaps some of the folks in the town do.
Oh, look
So-
so sweet.
I am going to utilize some of those leaves.
Okay. You spend the next couple minutes brewing up a large pot of tea. You guys, it's weird. For the most part, the villagers don't really seem to be acknowledging you very much. I mean, they give you a passing glance, but they just sort of meander about their business. The one or two that you do lock eyes with, almost instinctually, they look down or they look away. not wanting to draw any undue attention.
At first, I thought you said they look dumb. I'm like, that's not nice. Like,
They just look stupid.
they're just
Oh, no wonder why.
like, what are you staring at? Oh my
Stupid
god.
townies.
Oh my god. Wow.
Didn't take us long to go off the rails.
Yeah, I know, it
Sorry,
really
guys.
did.
Yeah.
That was my bad.
That's why people don't
Just
like our
rude.
I'll go back to the shadows.
Yeah.
kind.
Go
Are
back
you in
to
the shadows, like
shadow.
hiding in the corner?
Yeah,
Just
you
like
see me
crouched
like in
there
the
in
back.
the It's
You
in the
see me in the
back.
background. I'm like,
How long have you been there?
Welcome to
I was
Nerd
going
House
like a
Tabletop,
cat.
everybody.
Yeah.
This is the shit that we tangent with.
Yeah.
No, we're totally professional, okay? We've got a,
Yep.
like, redemption code. We're professionals.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, let's not get carried away.
Monument Studios has no idea what they just got themselves into.
Or perhaps they
Please, no one tell
do.
them.
Yes,
Maybe.
no one. No one email them and be like, what the hell is wrong with you guys?
They're literally just like, did the new guy give out codes again?
The intern.
All right. But
Yeah.
I will say, next few
I will-
minutes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I will brew, and I will kind of, if there are, I have, a mug. I know we all do, just little tin ones. If there are any around, I will start to fill up cups and such.
I will
And
say,
yeah.
as you fill up anybody in the parties, you look around to the villagers, knowing that they can see what you're doing,
Mm.
and they don't seem to be taking any steps towards you.
That's fair. Gonna push it.
Okay.
Not gonna push it. Not gonna push it. I don't want to be rude. Don't want to scare people. But it's there. If people want it. Drink a little first. Milk's not poisoned. It's not poisoned.
Make me
It smells good.
I mean,
make
you
me a
may have
persuasion check.
you may have just built up an immunity to the poison.
It's true.
I can't get poisoned. I don't think.
I can't either, so I think it's delicious.
I can't. Never
We're like,
mind.
damn it, we've been using poisonous leaves the whole time.
The whole time it's been made out of hemlock.
Oh my
Damn it.
god, that whole village dropped dead. I thought people were just tired.
Oh god, worst paladin ever. 19.
19. Okay. I'll say it actually starts with the person who's inside that sort of mess hall sort of building. One of them, an older lady, graying auburn hair, tied up in a very messy bun, many strands sort of coming down across her face. She peeks out, and she's got a very weathered expression, but she peeks out first at the axe beak bird that is staring inside of her building, but then also to your camp
Like that in the morning.
and to your tea setup, and she says, is that being offered up for people
Oh,
to
of course, of course.
hi, and she like shouts to some of the other villagers who are like sort of doing the high school locker room hallway thing where they're like, I want to go past you, but I'm just gonna hang here until you move.
Yeah.
But the toxicity, oh Jesus.
In the city.
Roll your fate, D&D, I see you. The other villagers sort of perk up and look in her direction. She says, come on. You seem to be rather stand-up folk. Let's take a look. And she approaches with a tankard, giving Coco a wide berth.
That's probably for the best.
It's always-
And she
It
and a
always
couple
looks like
other
that in the
villagers will
morning.
partake.
Yeah.
Coco will just monitor all of the people who pass by and then look back at Renalphus confused.
I mean, as long as they're giving Coco a wide berth, I don't pay much attention to them.
Okay. The villagers, at first are a little hesitant to be excited, but eventually eagerly accept the drinks of tea. You can see some of the older villagers really taking in the smell and the taste, and you can almost see it rejuvenate them a little bit.
It's not much, but
one of them says, "Oh, thank you. It's been some time since travelers like yourselves have helped us out a little bit, so it's appreciated."
no, happy to well, do what I can to, well, say brighten the day, but
One day.
one day.
Well,
But please,
well,
drink, have
with
something
that,
warm.
hold on just a second. Hey, Gerald, grab the crate. And you see a couple of villagers step away and fetch a small crate of freshly salted and preserved fish fillets, and they just present them to you guys. Might be good for your bird friend there, but also if you have a decent campfire, you can cook yourselves up some fish. So,
You sure you don't need them?
oh, we live right on the coast, so we'll figure it out.
And the fish are biting?
When they feel like it. It's sort of hit or miss the last few weeks, but we'll figure it out. We always make it through. But this is as thanks for your delicious tea.
Well, we very much appreciate it, and we will try not to be taking up too much space here for much longer.
Well,
I mean, really, we should be thanking you for the hospitality for the night, or else we would have had to sleep in the woods.
well, sleeping in the woods, especially in this area, is pretty much a death sentence.
Exactly. So really,
They say that gorgers' hunting patterns are
Gorgers?
changing. And he almost brings it to a whisper. Skin gorger, the dragon.
yes. We had heard he was moving in closer to the city.
Yeah. But sometimes people can see him still venturing out a little bit. I'm just saying, be careful.
Has he been out this way recently?
Last time we saw him was about 4 days ago, and he was a couple miles off, but close enough that he could spy on us if he wanted to as he flew by.
How do you normally... Do you hide from him, or what do you do when he comes close?
When he comes close, we all know to stay inside. He knows not to go after the folk inside the towns and the villages and the cities in Delita or whatever.
So he's
If
just
he's-
there to...
But if he sees others out and about, out in the open, they don't make it to the following morning.
So traveling is out of the question.
Well, traveling, if you can find decent shelter each night, keep yourself hidden from the sky above, you might be able to get by. But just err on the side of caution, no matter where you go.
That's good advice.
Least we can do.
Is Skin Gorger obviously the largest threat in the area?
Yeah.
Anything else we should be watching out for?
You're getting closer to the south, which means that you're closer to Moondos Finim.
Right.
So, last I heard, there was some large amount of troop movement coming out of the city. I don't know where. I think I heard that they were heading north.
North this way, or
No, they wouldn't.
Around
They
the
wouldn't
other
dare
side of the
cross
sea.
Terrafan. There's no way with that monster out there. No, they're gonna go around. And given that it's the Whispered Horde, and they don't experience exhaustion like the rest of us, they'll walk through the nights. They'll walk until they find their quarry.
Do you get much word from Fort Scar this far out?
Not particularly. Last I heard, Fort Scar is still up, but that was some weeks ago. Uh, Apologies. We don't typically receive a whole lot of, word of mouth from Thaden or Fort Scar specifically.
Patrols don't typically come this far around the sea.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
You guys have some sort of cover for yourselves as you travel?
think we-
Not as such, no.
Yeah.
In what fashion?
Well, you're gonna have to avoid the sight of Skin Gorger. Hey, Gerald. Go fetch the blanket. Gerald kind of looks back. It's our last one. I know, but they need it more than we do. You see Gerald, a younger man, more lithe, kind of gaunt, kind of glares at you guys for a second before he kind of stomps away and returns with a large tarp that's all folded up. You can see on the exterior of this tarp there's leaves, branches. You see it's colored to be dark brown and with splotches of green every so often. And the older man takes it and presents it to you guys. If you guys plan on traveling by foot, you guys will all have to find a means of sleeping under this thing. It'll cover you up real good, but it's not the most comfortable thing ever.
Well, more comfortable than being eaten or worse.
I agree.
Cujo, it's just a tarp.
It's just a tarp that is, God damn it, Steve's. It is just a tarp that is decorated and designed to look like the ground.
Okay.
Just cover yourselves with it while you
So it's
sleep,
just
and
camo.
pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
We could, I mean, I think we could make good use of it.
Oh.
Are you, if it's not something you need here.
We'll make do. We'll see if we can cook up another one. Shouldn't take too long, given our surroundings. But yes, one of you marked down that you have a ghillie blanket. Thank you, Roll Your Fate D&D for the name.
They're so fun.
Renalphus, you want to hold on to it?
Yeah. I'll
Probably
roll it
enhance
up
a bit.
and put it in the bag of holding.
All right. Is there anything else you guys wish to do while you're still in the village? Okay.
No.
If we're going to travel, we should start as soon as possible. Make as much headway as we can.
All right. You guys set out, feeling maybe comforted, maybe not so much, but you set out. And I'm going to say Arsinoe, given that you've been very good at traveling to and from, in and out, you know it's going to be about a day's travel to get from the village to
To
Delita.
Delita.
Yes.
Are we going to Delita?
Are you going to Delita?
Do you want to go to Delita first? Before we have to go close, it sounds, right? Unless we try to get this thing away from the city.
There's a way south along the coast. And I have shelter there. If it's not going to attack Delita, we can try and sneak in, but it sounds like the usual occupation has grown. So I guess it depends on what we plan on accomplishing in Delita. I have an idea of what I can do to draw the Drake out, but if we need to go to Delita for something, then
where would you
draw
draw
out
it?
where?
to the plains outside, away from the city. Try and get the dragon as far away from Delita as we can, maybe towards the coast and the plains between. Somewhere it can't do any collateral damage or hold anybody hostage.
The biggest advantage that a dragon has over mortal creatures is that it can fly. Where can we draw it to negate that advantage? Or how can we negate that advantage? That should be our biggest question to answer.
Well, how did you plan on drawing it out in the first place?
A really big signal.
Okay. And you think it'll follow like a big shiny object you throw for an animal and it just...
I'm kind of hoping attracting its attention. That
it'll
way,
just go.
It'll see something happening and decide to check it out. It may bring
others,
but again, I don't know if I want the city to be...
No, I think... I mean, also, if you could get word to the city that we're gonna do this, we're gonna try and draw its attention, say, north of the city or whatever. Perhaps they could deal with some of the others.
Possible.
I mean, without the threat of that over their head. But...
Gio.
I'll be right back.
Kudo, what I was going to ask was, can I do a I don't know, history, animal handling? I don't know. As a member of, as someone who comes from the dragon clan and thus probably has some knowledge of dragons, I'm just trying to determine what she would think is the best strategy. Like, is there something that would draw its attention the best so that we know we have that tactical advantage and we know that it'll work as opposed to it just doing a flyby and being like, the fuck?
My dog chases the ball and just completely passes by.
I'm sorry. Rhodes, you got me with that one. Make me a history check.
$11.
11. Dragons, for the most part, at least from what you can kind of recall from stories at home, like you are from your art is the way of the dragon, but dealing with the dragon itself, I'm going to say, is kind of a rare occurrence in Yoshino. The stories that you've heard, for the most part, dragons tend to hoard anything of value that they can find and kill anyone that holds it. That's kind of the most that you can kind of come up with on the spot. If you appeal to their avarice, they will come a-calling.
Is there something of value to it that we could use?
Have I heard anything about like that in traveling?
Make me a history check. 12. The stories you've heard about Skin Gorger are pretty horrific. Skin Gorger does not behave like the typical puffed up, egotistical dragon that people in stories typically hear about. It's rumored that there's some semblance of intelligence left in it somewhere, but it is mostly a rabid beast at this point, and its only leash is the words of the Whispered One. With that in mind, you have heard stories of it almost like like an animal playing with its food. You've heard stories of it valuing the hunt and valuing that primal enjoyment before a slaughter.
Not so much of any horde, but it does, like a cat with a mouse, it will chase. If it
Resist,
thinks...
okay.
God damn it.
It will, if it deems the chase worthy, it will toy. I don't know about bringing it down, though.
And
No.
what sort of breath weapon does it have?
And what other things might it have?
I don't know. I've seen it fly. I've seen him cast shadows across the land itself, but I've never actually seen it attack. Right? You've probably never seen it attack. Just seen it
I'm
like
gonna
pass
say-
over and it's like scouting.
Yeah, you see it fly by, but you've never
Typically-
seen a full attack.
When it's in the area, I'm typically hiding.
Has
Yeah.
it attacked places?
That seems the smart play.
That's what everyone says. Has
It's
it
told to
attacked?
stay. It's told to stay away from the cities and attack, and not attack. So it really just kind of terrorizes the roads and any travelers.
It's mostly there to keep people in the cities. And...
Yeah, it's guard dog.
Real
Where
quick,
does it make its
thank you for
lair?
tuning in, Alias. I see you.
Thanks, Alice.
Dustin, what was your question?
Where does it make its lair?
Arsinoe, I'll go ahead and give you this with your 12. It makes its lair in the castle of Delita.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we probably don't want to go there.
Oh.
I'm
it's-
almost thinking the opposite. That's exactly where we want to go.
Go there?
Yeah.
I
if
mean,
it's in the
can
castle,
you-
it can't fly.
It can't fly away if it's
but if
in
it
its
gets if it gets out, or
But
Then
if
it'll
it
fly.
has-
It's not gonna want to get out.
If it has anything of value it is hoarding, it would be in that castle. It wouldn't leave it behind. It would be focused on us and defending its home and its hoard.
And if things get too out of hand, we leave the city,
hopefully it chases us.
and hopefully it chases us. We can't bring it down in the castle.
You can at least take something.
Lure it out. Lure it far, far away.
So how do we get into the castle? Because you did say you had a way into the city, potentially.
The castle is, well, I don't know if it's guarded. But Cujo, what would Arsinoe know about the castle grounds, having lived in the occupation for a while? Like, the royal family is still around. Kind of.
In
Not really.
very limited.
Very limited numbers. But,
like-
they're still technically, like, a
Like-
royal family. Like,
Yes, it is like the queen's second cousin, three times removed.
For some reason, I thought you had said, like, ages ago that they were still there and just kind of left as, like, to, like, mock.
Yeah.
But what would she know about, like, the grounds and, like... Because the city's big.
Make me a history check.
Okay.
There'd be another one for you.
Much better. 21.
There you go. So, normally, on any given day, there are several patrols that are out on the streets of
Right.
either undead, fiends, or even some demons of some way, shape, or variety, if you will. The patrols are rather densely populated around the castle itself. Has Arsinoe ever... I don't know that Arsinoe's ever actually made it into the castle.
She would have no reason to go in pre-occupation, and sure as hell would be staying away from it current. She may have like skirted around it to like scout out a little bit, but she wouldn't press.
Yeah.
She wouldn't take the risk of getting caught and
And
just let them hang out over there. Because if they're over there, they're not by her family.
exactly. You do know that the guards that are pretty consistently patrolling around the castle are like honor guard. So they are the more deadly of the horde that is stationed there. Now, what that looks like now, you're not quite sure. You'd have to venture into the city to see it for yourself. But yeah, that's kind of what you know, is that it's already got some pretty hefty patrols, but there are some more experienced guard that consistently patrol around the castle itself.
Got it. Okay. We would have to be extremely careful to get into the castle. Getting into Delita itself shouldn't be... might not be too bad. I mean, it's under
And when-
occupation.
And when we get in there, do we have a place we can go? Or does it matter at that point? Are we going to be noticed at all?
As long as we don't make a scene, we might be okay.
She looks around.
Coco
We're
is
kind of
just
in
sort
a-
of
Coco's
staring
right there.
with those big beady
Fucking
eyes.
Ostrich. This fucking emu.
I know.
Hey, you leave Coco alone. Coco will fuck you up.
Delita's a relatively eclectic.
Cosmopolitan.
Yeah, like it's not
Yeah.
just humans. It's not
Oh yeah,
just.
it is. Well, in its heyday, it was a melting pot where many
Yes.
different creatures of many different cultures came and were able to allowed to celebrate who they were, no matter what culture,
The Biven dream.
sexuality.
Yes. We know.
Sorry, I
yes.
just needed to put that out there.
Modern city.
After the fall, I mean, it still houses many different populations in there. It's just
We're
kind
a
of
weird
under
group,
martial
but
law.
like nobody's gonna really stand out in terms
Not
of
really.
like race.
Even,
necessarily.
I'll say with your 21, you can even remember a couple of the creatures from Thaden having made their way through. You've spotted a couple of orcs, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I've probably escorted a handful of them.
probably, yeah.
Yeah. Once we get in, got a couple places.
Okay.
We would just have to move quickly. The Whispered One knows we're coming. If they've rallied the troops, and Skingorger is sitting on that castle, I don't trust that duplicate, whatever showed up
Up
the other
north.
day, whatever showed up at Falconhaven, didn't memorize all of us. I don't want to rely on ignorance.
No, we've lost that advantage.
But if we can get
Yeah.
in,
We don't have to necessarily look exactly the same. Disguises are an option.
also true.
Well, it sounds like our first step, regardless, is going to be getting into the city. So for now, let's focus on that.
Okay. You all begin your trek along the road leading to Delita. Now, just for the sake of time and for the sake of ease, as it approaches evening, based on what you've heard, it's going to be time for Skin Gorger to begin his hunt. Now, I'm going to say that you guys, if you're looking at the map, and you know what? Here, chat, I'll even show you guys. You guys make it to that small cluster of trees directly to the east. So you have some cover, but not a whole lot. What do you guys do to prepare for the evening?
We can't really rely on this tarp. Unless it is truly enormous. There's no way we can all sleep under this tarp with Coco.
I can enhance some of what's already here. Undergrowth, foliage, all of that.
Just
That's what I was thinking too.
Just for information being above board, you unfold the tarp and you think if people are shoulder to shoulder, you could comfortably fit 4 people, 4 medium-sized creatures under the tarp. But yeah, there's definitely not going to be enough room for Coco to fit in there with that many people.
So I am going to spend pretty much the entire day as we're walking. I'm looking for, even if we only make it a day's travel, I'm looking for somewhere where we can securely make camp and be hidden. Any kind of rock outcroppings or
like even like a little cave somewhere.
A cave, even if it's
thick,
thick forest.
Yeah, that I can work with that. I can make that a lot bigger, or have it cover if we have rocks or something. Potentially get it to cover up the opening that we're going in through.
Okay.
And we have the tarp to.
I am going to make this a skill challenge. I'm going to have everybody roll me a perception check to see if they can find or point out a location sort of matching that description from Menalphus that you can comfortably camp at. 3 successes before 2 failures. That is how this one's going to work. So, let's start a little bit different tonight. Let's go Renalphus.
I assume you want this to be based purely on sight.
I'm willing to hear if you want to switch it out for something. If you feel, I mean, Renalphus sort of lives on the land, so
I have heightened senses, which is why I'm asking. So if it's something, I'm just gonna roll it, and I'm gonna see what I get.
Okay, that's a good plan.
It's D&D.
That is
See how you play the game? You roll the dice.
It's 25.
20. Jesus. Okay. Surprising no one. That is a success. Okay. So that's 1 success marked. Boykin.
23.
23. Okay. That's another success. Chio.
30.
Holy fuck!
What is
Steven.
your bonus?
That's 11, and I rolled a 19.
My
shit.
God.
I rolled
right.
a 19. I only
She
get a
sees
plus
fucking
6.
everything.
That's right. Top
All
row
right.
got this
Geo
going on.
does.
Do I even need to bother?
Well, it was 3 successes before 2 failures, so you guys got it.
Bottom row can take the day off.
Yeah, you guys are good.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Smoke if you got them. You know.
You guys, as you're traveling through, specifically this small gathering of trees, like a small forest, you do spot a sort of irregularity in the ground where a couple of trees, it's like their trunks and their roots have started to coincide. You can see that there is, it's not a cave per se. It's like a very just deep depression into the ground that the tree roots have been exposed and sort of create this sort of lattice work above. And these trees are rather large, so you are confident that you can fit your party in under these 2 trees. It would be a little cramped, but combined with the tarp and with some additional dressings, you're pretty confident that you can hide in this small little outcropping. I assume you all begin doing so, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. You all cuddle up close. You place the tarp. Malice, I believe you said you were going to try and...
Yeah, I'll sit down. I'm gonna cast plant growth.
Okay, good call.
And just use that so it's 150 feet area.
Nice.
So I can get probably the entire thing and just enhance it a little bit as much as possible. Make it thicker, fuller.
Okay.
Anything that has leaves will gain a bit more. And then, yeah, hopefully between that and the tarp that we have, that'll help us blend in a bit better.
Okay. You cast plant growth, and you see that the roots that sort of cover above you grow thicker and almost close off even more of the sky above, and even a little bit of the entrance, just making sure that you have all of the cover that you need. Almost like nature itself is responding to what your desired dwelling should be. You all huddle up close. Is anybody taking watches?
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Who is taking first watch?
I can.
Okay. Make me a perception check.
No.
Okay. Well, that's it for D&D, guys.
Great. Yeah.
I sleep through my watch. That is a 21.
Okay. With a 21, you can still hear the howling of the wind. Still hear the branches reacting to the wind coursing through. You hear the creaking of wood, the occasional kick up of some of the leaves from the brief gusts that pass through, but nothing else catches your attention as you are huddled in this small, kind of cramped little dwelling.
Okay.
All right, who's next?
I can go next.
I wake up.
Okay.
Yeah, I can wake up Chio.
Chio. Boykin, did you want to take second watch as well?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Now I'm all shy.
You don't gotta be shy.
I'm like, I don't know. I guess.
Are you sleeping in the nude in the very, very tight space?
Oh god.
No.
Oh no. Ew.
I'm like, hey, how's everybody doing?
Oh,
You know?
Oh,
It's
you can go
cold.
back to
No.
sleep. It's fine.
it's cold out here. Don't pay too
Yeah,
much
it's
attention.
cold out here. I don't know what to say.
Thanks
Goodness.
for propping up the tent, Mr. Boykin.
Oh,
Wow.
Good
someone
night,
was going to say
everybody.
something like
Yeah,
that.
pretty shallow tent.
Welcome to Decisions and Dragons, everybody.
They're gonna really regret sending us that code
Yeah,
now.
I was just gonna say.
All right, Chio and Boykin, make me perception checks.
30 again, which just means that when we get to battle, fucked. I'm just gonna roll all ones.
Jesus.
18.
Okay. As you guys keep a weather eye, and just to clarify, you guys aren't stepping out of the dwelling. You guys are essentially staying in and just listening out.
Listening and like if there's any gaps like between the tent and the like dwelling, you know, kind of
Sure.
keeping my eyes out there, but that's it.
Yeah, same deal. Sitting, hands on pee pee poo poo.
Every week. Every week.
I didn't.
For those
I
who-
didn't give it that name. I didn't give it that name.
Real
True.
quick, because I know we have a lot of new viewers tonight. For those who are not aware, Pee Pee Poo Poo is the name of his hammer. I had to look up something on his character sheet for D&D Beyond. I think I had to play his character for
You
something,
play, but yeah.
and I renamed his hammer Pee Pee Poo Poo. And it has
And it's
remained
stuck.
that.
Yeah, you imagine to my surprise when I came back and saw my character sheet with pee pee poo poo all over it.
Oh, come on!
All right, see you later, folks.
Yeah.
The look of surprise was
actually-
splattered all over your face.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. You could say it was the shit.
Ah.
I'm just kidding.
That's enough. I've had enough.
The
out
both of you.
Those jokes are piss poor.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna turn this caravan
Guys.
around.
Guys, I'm really getting pissed off, alright? We need to focus here.
Hey, I'd rather be pissed off than pissed on.
Yeah, there we go. There it is.
This has mutated into a
Yeah.
weird-ass joke.
Yeah, it is.
That will never
Anywho.
end.
Yeah.
It's your fault. You brought it on yourself.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The two of you, I'll say Chio, you do manage to find a spot to kind of peek through, and Boykin, you're just sort of listening. You both can hear approaching from the distance. And you can feel this large creature landing somewhere nearby. I'll say, Chio, as you are glancing through, you can see it fly overhead, but then land maybe a moment later. And it is a flash of bone, flesh, and viscera. You guys can hear. You can hear the dirt be kicked up with each pound of a claw into the earth. And I'll say at this point, the stomping is loud enough. Every one of you is awoken by this. And this next one is right next to your dwelling. And you see, Chio, you see this head turn, and you see this gigantic creature take off and fly into the distance. You hear what sounds like a crash and the screeching of some animal before it is almost immediately silenced. Over the next couple of minutes, you start to hear the terrifying sounds of flesh being consumed before
No, Coco.
a couple of tense moments go by. You all share a glance with each other. A couple minutes go by. You don't hear anything else coming through. The rest of your watch goes by without incident. Who is on third watch? Okay. I need both of you guys to make perception checks.
Okay.
Super good at those because I have really high wisdom.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you?
Such wisdom.
Yeah?
I have like a +10 without the 1 in front.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't see shit.
Okay, what'd you get?
16.
16 and 2.
Oh.
Okay.
Lit.
The both of you gather a little shaken by what was just heard and felt, just a couple hours prior. Keep your attention up. I'm going to say, yeah, you don't hear or see anything else approaching your dwelling. And with that, the night has passed. So, again, for the sake of time, and because I know where you guys are going, you once again pick up your journey where it left off and continue westwards towards Delita. It is seemingly just as you left it, Arsinoe. The high stone walls that sit across from a large moat, kind of still battle damaged from the fall 10 years prior. But you can still see the familiar rooftop sort of poking into view over those stone walls. For reference and for strategy and all that stuff, I'm going to switch the scene here. I'm going to switch to this, and I'm going to switch to this. Just...
I'm going to change up my spells while we're doing this.
Okay. As you can see, the majority of Delita is on a peninsula, surrounded by this small river moat sort of setup. Arsinoe, I'm going to go ahead and say, given your backstory and given your history in Delita, on the northeast corner, right by the gladiatorial district, you do know of a sewer grate that you use pretty consistently to move in and out of the city into the network of sewer tunnels. So you do have your entry point. I'm going to say it's like right here. Chat, you probably won't see my mouse, but right along there. Yep, just like that. Yep.
Okay. And then where is the magpie?
The magpie is going to be in the merchant quarter, so across town.
Long Rock. Okay. Okay.
Oh no. No. No, Sirenscape,
Not-
how dare you? No. If there's one sound that Sirenscape is wonderful at doing when I hate it, it is this bard sound. I guess that's the only way I could describe it is
How was that?
Such a nerd. I see you, Vivid. But as you get a little bit closer, I am going to ask for a stealth check from all of you. As you can see along the wall, along the top, and several points around the walls, there are several patrols of soldiers bearing, in some way, shape, or form, what looks like a green-eyed coat of arms that you will all recognize as belonging to the Whispered Horde.
You said stealth?
Stealth. I will also need you to roll for Coco.
Well, I don't know if Coco can do much worse than I did.
Okay. All right, Chio, what'd you get?
16.
Okay. Boykin.
Natural 1 for a total of 3.
Oh
Okay.
no, guys.
Renalphus.
I rolled a 3 for a
Oh my
total of
God.
9,
Okay.
and Coco got a 16.
Okay.
That pro falling off a little bit, guys. Like, what the fuck?
What happened?
Arsinoe.
Yeah, not great. 14.
Okay. Flit.
12.
Okay. Malice.
13.
Okay. As you all are approaching, you see a moment to approach that sewer grate as two patrols have passed by. You all seize the moment and dive, and Arsinoe, knowing exactly where the grate is the weakest, you pull, and the metal drags across the ground, leading you all inside. You can.
How big is this sewer grate?
It's pretty large. This is a huge city, so the sewer grates are rather huge.
Okay.
Large
So
enough
big
to
enough
allow.
that Kogo can
Yes.
come with.
Yes.
Okay.
As you all are filing in, you can hear from the top of the wall. There's something down there. As Arsinoe, you being the last one in, quickly pull the gate closed. And you can hear, "What are you talking about, you big oaf?" "There's people down there." And you guys hug to the darkness as you spot one of the patrols that had passed through. "Where do you see them?" They were down there, and I thought they were there. And you just hear some arguing between the two parties, seeing your opportunity to continue sneaking through the sewers.
Cujo, at this point, I am going to. Do I have? I do have dark vision. I am going to keep my longbow drawn and an arrow knocked.
Okay.
Jojo, before we continue, sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
While we're waiting for that, I'm gonna take, while we're walking and while we're waiting for them to pass, I'm gonna start a rituals cast of telepathic bond.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good call. Okay.
And that's for the next hour.
Sounds good.
So I figure I'll be done about the time we get to the sewer grate.
Okay.
Maybe
Sounds
a little
good.
bit before, depending on how long it takes.
How long does it take?
Everybody, Sam?
Yeah, that'll be everybody.
It's 10 minutes, right?
If Chio allows it, that'll be everybody.
As long as you tell her what you're doing,
I would
she'll be
tell
cool
you.
with it. Yeah.
So we gotta check.
That's 10 minutes, yeah?
She appreciates the courtesy.
Consent is important.
It's a 10-minute cast, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say it's gonna take you about a half an hour to make your way through the sewers, so that's more than enough time. You've activated the spell. There are a couple different spots to emerge from, Arsinoe. You have mapped these out in your mind. You can either come out in the ruined temple district, which might be nice given that there's not a whole lot of patrols moving through there, but then you're going to have to find a means of slipping past the ones on the border.
Yeah.
In the commons, which, I mean, it's a 50-50 shot if a patrol passes by, or in the slums. The slums, there's some decent people. There might be one or two that you might have a little bit of contention with.
Yeah.
But
let's go the commons and try. Commons is more populated, right?
Yes.
Like it's gonna be, yeah, okay. Let's hit the commons.
okay. You at this point I'm going to switch back to our main scene here. There we go. About half an hour traveling through the smelliest, grossest tunnels. The very odor seeming to just constantly hang in your sinuses, finding it impossible to get used to the smell. And more so the sensation of stepping through shit. You eventually come to a sewer grate that leads up onto the streets of the commons. Arsinoe, I'm going to say that you are leading. Make me a perception check as you are sort of scanning to see if there are any God damn it, Steve's pee-pee poo-poo odor.
19.
19. Okay.
We've come full circle.
Yeah.
Damn it.
With a 19, you allow a few minutes to pass as there are quite a few patrols out on the streets. You can hear some of them murmuring to each other. But you can hear also the townspeople sort of doing their thing at the same time. Feeling confident that none of the patrols are around, you push open the sewer grate. Oh, just kidding. Go ahead.
Before I do that, mask comes off. And I
Okay.
pocket it.
All right. Party. I believe they've seen you without your mask a handful of times at this point.
Yeah, because the group at the fiends at
That's true.
when we
They
were
had taken your
captured, they
mask.
took it.
Yep. Okay.
So it's not an uncommon sight. It's just
Okay. You remove your mask, take your hood down, push open the sewer grate, and all of you quickly climb out. All of you, one by one, manage to climb through the sewer grate and onto the street level. Coco, however, does get stuck in the opening. What do you guys do? That was a natural 1 to see if she could squeeze through.
I am going to.
nobody has shrink and large, do they?
I am going to immediately push Coco back into the sewer and climb back down.
Okay. I'll say, what do the rest of you guys do when that happens?
What's the place we're in look like? Like we're in an alley or something?
Yeah, it's an alleyway. It's not very open. You do see that the on one side of the alleyway it does open into like a main thoroughfare. On the other side, it looks like it sort of tees off as there's another building at the end of the alleyway.
Are there people on those streets?
Make a perception check.
Now you roll up. 17.
With 17, you can spot that there are some people sort of meandering along the main thoroughfare. But nobody seems to really key into this particular alleyway at all. As far as you can tell, you feel safe that nobody has noticed you guys yet.
Okay, I'd like to keep an eye on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm immediately head on a swivel.
Okay. I'll say about minute, 2 minutes go by. At one point, you do spot a patrol moving along the streets, and it's almost preluded by those people who are meandering, quickly moving to the sides of the road. As you can see, lumbering undead, wearing beaten and broken armor, but still emblazoned with almost a glowing neon green eye, shambling through, some unseen force seeming to pilot these creatures, as normally they are mindless. They are undead, just seeking their next victim, but something seems to keep these things on a patrol. A moment or two goes by. Things seem to have calmed down on the thoroughfare. So it seems just business as usual.
Kuja, while all of this is happening, I am leading Coco a little bit farther back down the sewer, and I am relieving Coco of all of her equipment. Saddle, bit and bridle, pack, my shield that Coco typically carries. Everything that can be taken off of this animal, I am taking off. And I am going to stow whatever extra gear that I have in the bag of holding as well. And I am just trying to make Coco as small as possible the only way I know how.
Okay. Yeah, as you're taking off all of the bits and pieces from what she has been sort of trained to be okay with. You're noticing she's looking almost confused as you're taking all of these pieces off before she stands before you, a basically naked axe beak.
Naked bird.
Naked bird.
Can you take your
Naked.
dog's
Naked
collar
beak.
off?
Oh.
At that point, I'm going to because we have this telepathic link up at
Yeah.
this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am going to think at Arsinoe and just say, "Hey, give the signal when the two of us can come back out."
And I'll say right around the time when things sort of calm down from that
Calm
patrol
down.
coming through, you feel confident enough.
You're clear.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and lead Coco back up through the grate.
Okay.
Shame guidance is a touch spell.
No, but you did have advantage after all the equipment was
good.
removed. So, you climb out and lead Coco up with you. And it takes her a moment, but she does eventually slip through the opening. And the grate is then closed behind her. What do you guys do?
Well, I ask, did you see the giant naked bird? Like, did you need us to go back down and get that stuff?
Everything's in the bag of holding.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, perfect.
I look at you like, what stuff? Everything's in the bag.
I'm like, in amazement. I'm like, I can give you a hand. It's fine. Oh, it's in the bag of holding. All right.
Coco was a naked bird this whole time.
Oh. Am I a naked bird?
Are we all naked birds?
Aren't
Sometimes.
we all? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm good.
Good?
I'm good. A little bit of water in the nose never hurt anybody. It's fine. But the people on the street seem to be meandering. Nobody seems to have keyed into this particular alleyway at all. What do you guys do? What are you guys doing?
Where to?
This
I'm
way.
just looking at us anyway.
And I will lead them very cautious, like kind of stick my head out, see that foot traffic is kind of continued, and as casual as possible,
We're casual.
head out.
We're super
Casual,
casual.
we're good. With your fucking emu.
Yeah, that
Head-
emu's gonna eat you.
The emu's gonna get eaten.
Nah.
You
Um,
guys.
head out and head towards the merchant quarter.
Okay. You all step out onto the road, and you can see Delita as it is after the fall. Many buildings still show signs of damage from when everything. Oh my god. Chat, how dare you? From when the fall occurred. Some have a slapdash repair job. Many windows have boards among them. There's still some small pieces of dust and debris that just sort of coat the corners of alleyways and the baseboards of buildings. It's surprisingly not as dour as the fishing village, though. People are still living their lives. It's just under a different means. You don't see, as you're moving through the city, you don't spot any, like, nobility per se. You don't really spot any people of a higher station. There's this sort of very low simmer of discontent, though. And you just sort of gather that from people's body language as you travel through. You don't catch many glances If anything, those that you do are mainly at Coco, the big naked ass bird that is walking along with you guys. But even then, I mean,
do replace the bit and bridle so that I can
cool.
actually lead her places.
Sounds
She's
good.
not like
Fucking loose.
free roam giant
Free
chicken.
roam
There's-
bird.
There is this.
Free roam.
There is this moment
She's
where
not a free range chicken.
This is not an off-leash park. You need to leash your bird. Thank you.
Yeah.
oh my god, there is a moment when you are replacing that she almost anxiously takes the bit back as she's like, "No, this is my life. Don't
I
take
love
this
that
from me."
dinosaur bird.
Yeah. As you are passing through, so you guys are in. Sorry. So you guys are in the Commons, and you're making your way towards the Merchant Quarter. Okay.
Yeah.
Eventually, what look like small houses and homes of such give way to a large merchant quarter of sorts. Similar to the houses and the buildings you've seen, a number of them heavily damaged, some abandoned entirely. You get the idea that Delita's merchant quarter was, in its heyday, something to be admired. You can spot several different signs of, distilleries. You see several different smith shops, but this part of the city is relatively lightly populated, as only a handful of buildings seem to remain intact enough to continue running some sort of business. You eventually, as you're traveling through, come to the Magpie. Arsinoe, would you like to describe the Magpie for me?
The Late Magpie is a very thin and tall building, and it kind of looks like it looks crooked almost. It's like 3 stories, and it just looks kind of crooked in the middle. But stable. And it's brick and wood and stone. Tons of windows. The upper windows have curtains that are closed and look a little faded. Downstairs has shutters. There's a broken window off to one side of the door that hasn't been patched. And above the door is a big sign that has burned into it a design of a magpie sitting on top of a pocket watch, an open pocket watch. And underneath, or above and underneath it, are the words "The Late Magpie."
As you approach, you can see the lights are on. You can sort of hear and see a bustle of activity. But I'll say, Arsinoe, you spot 2 teeny kobolds that are seated outside the building, looking a little distressed. Seated with them is Peyton, 12-year-old human who's sitting with them as the 3 of them are sort of huddled together. Peyton, as she is seated with the 2 kobolds, glances up and eyes you, and her eyes widen. And she instinctively knows and reaches and closes the beaks of the 2 kobolds too, as they turn and look and see you.
And I will, leaving the group, I'll kind of give like a mental thumbs up to the group and like a wait. To wait like around the corner. And I will head into the street and just as if, I live here. Just go up and crouch down next to them and kind of just sit down next to them.
Peyton doesn't wait for you to talk. She just approaches and hugs you, as do the 2 kobolds. Hawks and
I just kind of
Hicks.
hug them all.
Oh my god, you were way too long. Where'd you go? We were scared.
I know. I was very far away.
Why?
I have some missions I have to do. But
That
I'm back
sounds
for a little bit.
scary. Okay.
It was a little scary.
As Peyton is sort of understanding this, Hawks and Hicks both chime in. Arwell's not doing well. She's experiencing another change inside. Arsinaway should go and help. She needs Arsinaway.
Okay. I'm gonna have friends come in too, okay?
Friends?
Friends.
We like friends. And you see the toothy little grin from these two kobolds sort of spreads across their faces.
Not these friends. Hashtag not these friends.
I'm gonna kind of look, like, she's gonna, like, push herself up and look in the window. Does it look like any of the horde is inside, or is it just, like, Delita patrons?
Make a perception check.
27.
With a 27, you can spot some of the usuals of Delita, but you do not see any horde inside.
I will telepathically tell the group we're clear. The kobolds will lead you inside, and I will head inside.
Okay. We'll do Arsinaway first. You step inside and can see some of the usual appearances. They sort of, oh, hey, long time no see, kid. Where you been? You know, just sort of general conversation. But one of the patrons, older man, balding, just says, you might need to go take a look at your sister. She's not doing too hot.
That's what Hawks said. Is she upstairs?
Yeah.
And I'll not even hesitate and go upstairs.
Okay. You go upstairs and can see Galebra and oh my goodness, I had your mother's name here.
Eloise.
Sitting along with
I know, there's a lot of them, man.
There's
I know.
a lot. Just fucking hell. Sitting with Harand as well, as both of them are seated around Arwell. She is sort of seated, knees up to her chest, wearing a simple clothing, as you remember. Her long, dark hair, again, you see more and more of it turning black. This time, her eyes are clenched closed, and she looks like she's in a consistent amount of pain. We'll say that this is in, like, one of the big bedrooms.
Yeah.
Eloise is just sitting, kind of hugging her around the shoulders, and Harand is just sort of pacing back and forth, while Galebra just sort of observes from the side. I'll say Galebra is the one to spot. Oh, Arsinaway, and he sort of hobbles over with his cane and clutches you, holds you close.
I'll hug him.
It's good to know that you're safe. We were worried sick.
I should have checked in. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Your sister does need your guidance. And he almost just, like, releases the grip and just gestures, and you just hear, Arsinaway.
I'm here. And I'll kneel down in front of her and just kind of, like, like I'll give Mom a squeeze. And then
She'll squeeze right back.
And then
Tears
just
in
kind
her
of
eyes.
put my hands just on Arwell's face, just very gently.
It's my
What's
eyes.
wrong?
It's like they're on fire. I can't open them.
Okay, it's okay. And then I will try at first healing hands, and just with my innate healing. It's
Okay.
very gentle glow.
The healing hands, I'm going to say in this moment, it's not so much that you're healing hit points. You're more trying to comfort and ease pain.
Yeah.
And I'll say that that's enough that within just a few moments you see that her body relaxes a little bit. I missed you.
I missed you too.
Okay. I think I can open them. She opens her eyes. And where once they were a little cloudy, given her unfortunate transformation, have now clouded over entirely in black. Everything looks a little too bright in here.
Okay. Hold on. And I'll close whatever curtains are not closed.
Okay. Okay, well, suppose it's not that bad. I can still see. And she just leans forward off of the chair and hugs you.
I just like the biggest, tightest hug.
Eloise joins in and just holds the two of you close. I'll say, well, that is happening. The rest of you slowly approach and see a tiny human along with two teeny kobolds. The kobolds sort of puff their chest, almost standing in front of the small human as you all approach. You friends?
Yes. Are you, friend?
I'm Hawks. And the other one says, and I'm Hicks. We're Arsinoe's brothers. If you're friends of Arsinoe's, then you're friends of ours.
Well, then
I'm gonna roll an insight check on this strange diminutive creature because I do not see no fucking family resemblance.
Go for
I
it.
lean over to Malice and say, "Is that Miss Beacon's name?"
I suppose so.
Well, if
I'm
you're-
not buying it. 16.
She's lying to all of you.
Yeah, you're witnessing
initiative.
deceit.
Yeah.
No, you get with your insight that they do look to Arsinoe as a sibling. Obviously not by blood for obvious reasons, but
I don't know about that.
Okay,
What do you mean?
well, I got nothing. I don't know what to say. But yeah, the tiny human also kind of looks up at Renalphus. You're really tall. I'm not okay with that.
I will. I won't get down on a knee, but I'll lean like all the way over, like bending at the waist, and I will just look at him and say, "You're very small. I'll try not to step on you."
Please don't. I don't think it would be comfortable for you. Anyway,
I've stepped on kobolds before. It surely is not.
Hawks and Hicks step back behind the tiny human.
They tend to bite and scratch when you step on their tails.
Well, you're not going to step on these. And she almost, even as you are bent and staring her in the face, this teeny little 12-year-old looks right back at you with a little bit of a grumpy expression.
There's the family resemblance.
I'll kind of move to the front since I'm probably about as tall as
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, I like your
will-
hair.
Oh, thanks. Don't worry about Mr. Renalphus. He's kind of cranky, but he's never stepped on me, so I don't think he'll step on you.
And she'll still glare up.
It's just this 12-year-old girl who's just given this monster the death glare. I remove my mask and just give her a smile and say, "I like you."
I'm confused, and Hicks and Hawks are like, we should get inside. You all, one by one, step inside. I assume Coco is being left outside.
Yes, I inquire to the 12-year-old, clearly the leader.
Yeah.
If there's a place to stow my chicken.
He's a funny-looking chicken.
Don't get too close. He will eat you in 2 bites.
And she'll glare at Coco, and Coco will just beady eye stare down at this child. There's a stable around the corner. But you set up Coco. It's a small, kind of rough and tumble stable. It's not like fully stocked or anything like that. But you do find a spot for her. And you all step inside. The interior, I'm gonna say, kind of matches the exterior, in that the tables are, some don't match, many different kinds of chairs from many different kinds of buildings in the area. There is, I think there was a small bar, right?
Yeah, it's a tavern inn, so.
Got it. Cool. There is a small bar, and behind the bar is a younger-looking dragonborn, who's sort of chatting it up with some of the locals before he looks up at the strangers who enter and just sort of eyes all of you, just pensively, before the 2 kobolds rush up and quickly climb up onto the bar top to whisper in his ear. Eventually, the dragonborn steps out from the bar and says, "So Hicks and Hawks say that you're with Arsinoe, is that right? I just want to make sure I'm talking to the right people."
That's
if
correct, yes.
Okay.
If you're talking about the beacon, that's the one.
Shh.
That was what she said her name was.
I know. That's probably what she introduces herself as. We don't use that word in Delita. They are looking for her.
We've never heard the other one until today.
Oh, that's kind of shitty.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
It is. She hasn't said her name to us.
Fine. Chio read her mind at one point and got her name for you guys.
Thanks, Chio.
Wow, just like that, huh?
By the way.
Just that
Just like
easy.
that. Stole it.
Plot hole plugged.
But the Dragonborn will just whisper and just kind of glance around once again. The beacon is the sort of like a symbol. She helps people get in and out of the city to safety. The Horde is looking for her, so we can't. You have to be very careful. Anyway, as friends of Arsinoe, I can make a couple drinks. I'm Cathen, by the way. I'm not really good at being a bartender, but ours is kind of out for the night, so I kind of have to fill in. But I can pull you an ale.
I think
If
an
you
ale
can pour
sounds
drinks,
wonderful.
you're good enough. An
Mhm.
ale is fine.
Okay. Ale all around, or?
No, none for me, thank you.
Do it.
God damn
Yes,
it.
ales all
Ah.
around.
All right. He steps behind the bar and grabs several tankards, again of different make and material, but eventually fills each one up and slides them across the bar to each of you. We're gonna cut back to Arsinoe. Oh, go ahead, Gio. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I just immediately put mine in front of Renalphus.
As you're
Rudolph.
doing that, I'm taking Flint's. Because Flint had said that they didn't want one.
That's fair.
I'm like,
She
no, you're
doesn't
gonna
drink.
order one and I'm gonna drink it for you.
She probably have juice or milk or like some tea, but like
Rodolphus, we
This is
do
gonna
an-
be. Renalphus looks down on you and says, "This is your olive branch, and it is well accepted."
I don't think there's olives in it, but okay.
Rodolphus, we gonna
put
try and get
olives.
trashed again?
Is that a thing? Olives in the ale? Is that a
No.
thing?
It's not a thing.
Sorry.
Don't make it a thing.
Peyton comes up behind Flit and just like sits next to her, and she says, "Cathen, can I get milk, please? Do you want milk?
Yeah?
2 milks, please." All right. He just turns and fetches 2 glasses, tall glasses of milk, shrugs and just slides them across to the 2 of you. And Peyton just takes it and immediately starts like chugging it down. So she's got this big old milk mustache. But we're gonna cut back to Arsenaway real quick. Arwell looks at you. Where did you go? I got really scared when you disappeared.
I know. I was summoned away, but I'm back now.
Okay.
Or at least a little bit.
Okay. And Eloise says, "Well, we're glad that you're okay. Just the next time you're summoned away magically, just kind of send us something a little quicker if that's okay."
Sorry.
No, it's okay. You're safe, and that's what's important. Were you by yourself this whole time? Where did you end up going?
I'm not by myself. They're actually... It was a bunch of strangers had been taken like me. And we've been traveling. We were taken up north across the sea. And I shouldn't tell you much, just in case. But they're safe. They have saved my life more than once. And they're actually downstairs. Don't hate me.
Oh, goodness.
They're good people. They're good people.
Darling, are you going to be okay? And Arwell goes, yeah, no, go, it's okay. Eloise immediately, like, stands up, like, wipes her face, tries to fix her hair a little bit, like, brushes her apron. Well, I'm going to go take care of your companions. Take as much time up here as you need.
Okay.
And, Galebra actually says, "I'm going to stay up here with them if that's all right, dear." She says, "Okay, well, don't be on your feet too long. You know, it hurts your leg." She gives him a very quick peck on the cheek and then disappears. But Galebra sits down. "Where across the sea?"
I don't know, because you took the map away from me. Hold on. I know it.
Do you?
I know it.
Do you?
Do you? It's a test. It's a test.
Just know
Are you gonna dock me points?
why would I do that? That's
Next
weird.
roll? That's mean. Oh god. We ended up near Falcon Haven.
Seems
We're on that island.
strange place.
Thank you. I couldn't remember if we were on the island or still on the coast.
Shore of the
On
Vanquished.
the coast.
Got dumped.
She's kind of leaving that out. Like,
Yeah, no, we don't say that word. We don't talk about that part.
we don't talk about that part. It's
Nope.
Yeah.
when I messaged you, we were in Falcon Haven.
Well. Oh, Steve's. That's a really good idea. Every wrong answer, add 25 HP to the monster.
That's
Let's
mean.
do it.
I need you to not. Don't do that.
I believe I did hear that there was some activity going on near Falcon Haven. Possibly one of the generals of the Horde had been eliminated.
Possibly.
Interesting coincidence, I'm sure.
Yeah. Coincidence.
Well, glad to see you're safe. Please be careful in the days ahead. The city is on the brink, I believe.
Just because of what happened up north? I heard that the dragon's route has been strangled, brought closer to the city.
Harand, will you take Arwell downstairs? I believe she could use a refreshment. He goes, yeah. Come on, Arwell. He kind of like gingerly takes her hand, lifts her up, and leads her down the stairs, and the door closes behind. The general, the Diabolos, I know, was a prince of one of the hells. So while on the outside it was just a leader being removed, it has caused great disquiet amongst the Horde. Enough that they are moving some of their force north to take Falcon Haven.
Not unexpected.
What is your goal? Why have you come back? Not that we aren't happy to see you. Of course, you're our daughter. But you said back for a little bit.
I think if I told you, you would lock every single door in this house.
Well, I'm already grappling with a strange coincidence that you appear near Falcon Haven and a general is removed from the board, so try me.
Castle. And take out another one.
You know not many have even gotten close with that intent.
And not many have taken down a Prince of Hell. And yet, here me and my friends sit.
I would advise gathering as much information as possible before making a move. There are those amongst our streets that bear the same desire that you do. You may be able to organize something. Not that I'm giving you any ideas or anything.
Of course not. Why would you be doing ideas about what?
Couldn't tell you. Just remember that we very much like it when you are alive and nearby.
I do too. But I also have to follow. I have to follow what the carbuncle guides me towards. And it's not just the carbuncle this time.
You see, he kind of struggles to understand what you mean by that, almost as if he doesn't really believe.
He doesn't understand your religion.
He follows my religion, asshole.
Doesn't
You
mean he
kids and your
understands
crazy
it.
cults.
You kids and your crazy cults talking to spiritual bunny cats. Whatever.
Jesus.
Yo, weeb.
Well, if there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to ask.
I don't want to put any of you in danger. Being here already is a battle I've been fighting for the last couple days in my head. But it was the only way.
No matter what approaches our door, every one of us will fight for you. Regardless of your need to keep us safe, we also need to keep you safe. And he kind of like cups your cheek with one hand. We love you.
I love you all too.
I suppose I have to go and see these friends of yours.
Yeah, we should probably rescue them from Hawks and Hicks.
At that point, we are going to take a quick break, just so we can get some new water or anything, get bio breaks and all that sort of thing. You guys are first going to see a video ad from Monument Studios' Fantasy Complete series. So remember that if you use NerdHouse15, you get 15% off. But give us a couple minutes. We'll be right back. And yeah. See you in a second, guys.
Good date.
You guys in the chat,
What the fuck?
we come back and look at the chat, and we're seeing
Cocoa Puffs.
Chunkin and
Cocoa
Thickin Cocoa Puffs.
Thickin.
Oh my god, you guys. Oh, I'm so thankful for everybody in the chat right now.
I'm gonna come to all of your houses and Coco's gonna fucking eat you.
Probably.
Oh,
Which is
yeah.
code for he's just gonna take a big bag of Cocoa Puffs and pelt you with them and then run away.
I would never waste Cocoa Puffs like that. Cocoa Puffs are
Seriously.
delicious.
Dressed up Spencer.
I'll come to your
Yeah.
house with a box of Cocoa Puffs and then
Nat.
eat them in front of you while not sharing.
And then just leave.
All right.
Oh my god.
Well, with all of these statements and things and names in mind, we return into tonight's session. We are currently in the Late Magpie. Arsinoe is just stepping down along with her father, Galebra, to meet the traveling group that Arsinoe has been traveling with. Right now, Hicks and Hawks are both seated on the bar, staring at Malice specifically, and murmuring to each other. The bartender, Cathend, is in a conversation, I'm gonna say with Boykin. So you just drink, like, is there any other kinds of drinks to make? Like, what are some of the other ones that you guys up in Falcon Haven like?
What do you mean, you guys? Like, dude.
Well, I mean
we
like
have the
that.
same drinks, all right? Like,
I didn't
damn,
mean-
we
okay.
drink the same. We have. I mean, I'm sure there's other drinks around. Like, dude, it's fine. It's fine. But why drink anything else but ale? It's all good.
At one point, Chio, you sense a presence behind you and glance and can see a little half-orc woman, maybe 10. She's got her long hair, sort of cut in a, I don't want to say Viking cut, but it's close enough. She's got like a little braid going through it with a flower in one part. Hi. I like your gloves.
Thank you. They have been very handy during my travels.
Handy. It's a glove. I'm Sybil.
Chio, are you also one of Arsinoe's siblings? Oh. She's literally like in her head, she's trying to like get a mental tally of like, okay, I've seen this many and this many and this many. Somebody said there's one upstairs.
You start looking around the room and are they all her siblings?
Right?
Pretty soon, all of you are joined, and I'm literally going to read the fucking list, are joined
We'll be here a
by
while.
Galebra and Eloise, the parents. Galebra is was a high elf.
Yep.
Eloise is human, I believe.
Yes.
There is Harand, a stout halfling. Older, got a little bit of a goatee going. I'm gonna say he's got like like a sandy, blonde hair, ish. I mean, he's a stout halfling, so he's a little chunky. Arsinoe. Kethend, who's the bartender, who is 18 and should not be bartending, but we're not going to talk about that. Malice, you actually see walking down with Harand, another what was once an Eladrin that looks like she is in the middle of her shift to a similar sort of position that you are in. That is Arwell. There's Peyton, as you all know, who is currently she moved from sitting next to Flit to sitting next to Ranulphus, and every time he takes a big drink, she takes a big drink of milk. Almost like a drinking contest. Sybil is hanging out with Chio. Hicks and Hawks are on the bar top as stated earlier. But Arsinoe, you see this scene before you of both worlds very quickly sort of melding into the same room. And Galebra, leaning on a cane, just sort of looks at the scene and goes, "This is more people that have been in this tavern in quite some time."
Gonna be a full house while we're here.
Well, it's good we have rooms. Hello, everyone. I'm Galebra. You've met Eloise. And Eloise, an older woman, sort of like a big bush of hair that's loosely kept in a tie, is rushing around asking if anybody wants any food, any drinks, just sort of doing the, the server role. But yeah, what do you guys do?
You said the two little kobolds are like sitting on the bar whispering.
Yes.
To one another. After seeing them stare at me a few times, it probably goes on for a few minutes, and being like, okay, let's do. Alice is gonna get up and just walk over and be like, "So what are we talking about?"
You look like you have the same features
As Arwell, and they point, and Arwell sort of catches the point and then locks eyes with you. Oh.
That is very true.
Arwell sort of very quickly gets like anxious and just sort of like looks away a little bit.
Yeah. Are you the same? Are you from the other place too?
The Feywild?
That one.
Yeah. I was.
What was it like?
It was. What's the most beautiful thing that you can imagine?
A big steak.
Okay. And what's the most terrifying thing you can imagine?
They just instinctively look out the window towards the castle.
Okay. So, it's like you have a the biggest steak ever. The tastiest steak ever.
One of them, drool, comes down.
And then sometimes it changes a little. It's a little bit terrifying, but you always know you can go back and get the big steak.
Oh. Can we go there?
She looks thoughtful for a moment, a bit pensive, and kind of looking out toward the not so bright and beautiful world. One day.
Okay.
One
Alright.
day we can all go.
I can't wait to try their steak. It sounds so good.
And Hicks is like, I know.
She said it's like it's big, but he's kind of scary though.
If you ever do go, I will give you one word of advice. Be very careful what you eat.
Oh. Why? Is it poisonous?
Sometimes it's a little bit strong.
Oh.
Flavorful. But if you're not expecting it, it apparently makes me feel a little weird.
Oh.
But you'll be prepared, right?
Yeah, totally. We're gonna be prepared.
And they like hop off of the bar and like like disappear amongst
They're
the crowd.
Give the little one.
Kuja, which one is it that's having her own little drinking contest with me?
Peyton, the 12-year-old human, the tiny human.
The 12-year-old girl? Perfect.
Yes.
Oh God.
Do I notice this little drinking contest we got going?
I'll say your passive perception is enough. She's not being like sneaky about it. She's being pretty blatant. Even the way that you like kind of not slam, you just sort of let gravity do its thing with the tankard. She does with her glass, but kind of lightly so it doesn't shatter.
At one point, I am just going to bring the drink up to my mouth, but I'm not going to drink. I'm just going to hold it and pretend I'm drinking.
Make a deception check.
Oh.
Deceive the 12-year-old, Dustin.
I don't know, man. I got a really high deception.
What'd you get?
Oh yeah, she falls for it. I rolled a 4. So that's a 3.
Oh,
Tell you what, you lift, and she does the same. And she like poker face glances over at you. Like she's also not drinking. She can clearly see that you are not drinking any more of your ale. So she's like just mimicking you, doing the exact same thing.
Okay. Yes, the child caught me.
She rolled a 14. I mean, I don't know what you want from me.
I put down my tankard and say, you're far too smart for this place.
I'm told that. Well, it was just my mom that says that, but I don't think she would lie, so yeah, I think so.
Your mother is too smart for this place.
I think we're all too smart for this place. This place is stupid. She just sort of glares out the window.
I cannot help but chuckle.
Yeah. Arsinoe, I'm gonna look to you.
Do you allow Renalphus to be this sort of influence on your 12-year-old baby sister?
I don't know if I really have much choice, to be honest.
Do you allow your 12-year-old
Your
sister
sister
to be
to
the
be the
influence on Renalphus?
You know, I think she's a pretty good influence on Renalphus. I'm gonna let it that play. Yeah. Arsenoe kind of hangs on the edges a little bit, but if you look over, she is probably the most relaxed you've seen her ever. Like, totally different person, honestly. She's finally set down her shield, and her pack, and like they're off to the side, and she is very clearly just kind of taking everything in. Where's Heron?
Heron is sort of standing off to the side, sort of taking in the scene too. He's a little dim, but he's not an idiot.
Yeah.
So he's looking at everybody, just sort of sizing everybody up, making sure that they're up to snuff. He hasn't really engaged with any of your companions yet. He is definitely you can tell that even with his arms crossed, he's like at a moment's notice, ready to throw down in case any one of these fuckers turns out to be an asshole. So he's just being the overprotective big brother.
She'll kind of sidle up next to him.
Oh, hey. Long time no see.
Yeah. Sorry I woke you up the other day.
Yeah, it's fine. I wasn't sleeping. It's fine.
You remember what I told you?
Okay, I was kind of half asleep. What was that you said?
It's okay. I kind of did it in a bit of a panic. There's a man named Julian, human, as far as I know, that was conscripted from Figaro.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's he's patrolling through the slums.
Safer than other places in the city, at least. Or in the continent.
Well, the patrol is out there looking for more able-bodied soldiers.
Have they come here yet?
No, not yet. I think it's only a matter of time, though.
I have to get them out. We have to get them to leave the city.
Okay, you go ahead and tell Mom and Dad that.
Okay.
Oh, just like that. What? You literally disappear and come back and ready to start another
really
argument with Mom and Dad? Okay.
Yeah, they're not really happy about that.
Yeah, well.
I didn't really have a choice, though, okay?
I'm sure you didn't.
I didn't.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So these people.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
No? They've saved my life once or twice.
I'm pretty sure you saved their lives once or twice. Let's be real.
Both ways.
All right, what's the plan? How are we broaching this conversation? Because you're not about to have that conversation alone.
Well, the really stupid idea I have and why we're here should push everyone out in the first place.
At this point, he fully turns and looks right at you.
Nope. The more people that know, the more in danger you are. And she like keeps her voice kind of low, looking at the patrons who had been like sitting. Like she knows everybody, but like she doesn't know everybody.
Okay. So I'm in the dark again.
Not. I just need you. What I told you the other night about looking to the east, scrapped. I thought I could keep the fight out of the city, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, if you have a fight in the city that's going to draw not only Lizard Face, but also
everybody else. I know. Which is why you need to get everyone out.
Trying to think of how.
There's a way, and there's a place.
Talking about your teeny little hut or whatever it is.
It's not teeny.
Oh, I'm sure it's not. Sure, it's teeny. You definitely look like definitely look like a teeny hut kind of person.
It'll be a mansion for you.
Oh, a size joke. Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, who's the... Shut up.
Come on, big brother.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm not good at those. I should be good at those. She's not good at those.
I'll say roll with advantage, because
Oh,
you're
you're good.
appealing to your
Siblings.
sibling.
Doesn't matter. It's fine. Dirty 20.
All right, hypothetically, if there was a fight that was going to happen, when would it happen?
Next day or so. You can't look at them. And she kind of gestures to the motley crew, not only of like the like the party, but the family. All 12. There's like 12 of them. Just like it's getting loud in here. So like, we're not gonna stay here unnoticed for very long. The second a patrol comes around.
All right. But I've never been to your little hut. So you're going to have to be very specific. I think that's the word. On where I'm going and where I'm leading them.
I will be. Worst case, get to the coast, go to Figaro. But I'd prefer if you didn't. Stay out of the cities. I know it's going to be a long trip. And I know wrangling Hawks and Hicks across the plains is going to be a nightmare.
They're literally going to be on a leash. I'm not even...
I know.
Not even going to pretend otherwise.
But in case the dragon decides that it doesn't care about this place, it doesn't care about its master's opinions, can't have you here when that happens.
And you're going to be here?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Hey, Haran, go take our family. Forget about me, though. Go find my hut. And,
Stop calling it a hut! It's not a hut!
You haven't...
You'll see. It's not a hut.
All right. All right. You work on your directions. I'll go talk to Mom and Dad.
Okay.
He just shakes his head and walks, and you see he taps on Eloise and Gilbra's shoulders and just gestures to the upstairs again. The three of them meander up.
I will find some paper and kind of draw very like rudimentary, like the most simple, like literally it's like just like lines for the road and like kind of a dotted line towards the coast and the forest. Honestly, it's probably more confusing for anyone that has no idea what's going on with it. She's not great at it, but it's like vague for a reason. There's no like points, there's no names. It's just like, here's the direction you're gonna go. I have faith you'll find it. And as she's doing that, she will look to in the corner of the magpie is a small shrine. to the carbuncle. So she'll look to that and just kind of very quietly try and kind of put as much good energy and, you know, deal making as she can into this little map.
Roll me a D100.
Oh god, that's the only time I don't roll cleric numbers, man. I'm gonna bitch every time you make me roll dice, even though that's what this game is about.
Yeah, how dare I?
How dare you, 78. Told you.
Okay. You send out all of the prayer and vibes. And it's not like you get anything finite in return, but you just get this sort of reassuring breath that this is the safest bet for them. Is there anything else anybody wishes to do with their evening? Flit, at this point, Peyton has hopped off of the stool away from Renalphus and like tugged on your sleeve.
Mhm.
Do you want to have a drinking contest?
I think that Mr. Boykin and Mr. Analphus might be better at that than me.
Well, it could still be fun.
I think I'm okay right now, but thank you. I think I'm gonna go outside and get some air.
Okay. Well, you should be careful because there's the bad guys out there.
I know. I'll be careful. You be
Okay.
careful too. Don't go wandering around at night. You
No.
seem like you like to get in trouble, huh? The good kind, though, right?
Like a big old grin spreads across her face. Maybe a little bit. But it's only to protect Hawks and Hicks. Because they run out sometimes and I have to go get them and I have to yell at the people who are making fun of them.
Yeah. So keep getting in that good trouble.
Okay.
But challenge Mr. Boykin and Mr. Analphus because, oh, I bet you could beat him.
Okay. And she turns and like glares like a battle glare at Boykin and Renalphus and just darts and just starts climbing a stool again. Miss Flit said that we should have a drinking contest.
Do I notice her even come up, or?
I'd say your passive perception does alert you to the rattling of the stool next to you, but then her shriek of a voice
Ah!
definitely gets your attention.
I'm sorry. What did you say? You want to have a drinking contest?
Yeah, Miss Flit said you guys are the ones to challenge, and I'm pretty good. So,
What are we drinking?
well, I was just gonna do milk.
You want to drink milk?
Well, I already had a big glass earlier, and he was cheating. He was trying to make me drink more, but he wasn't drinking any. But it was a lot of milk, though.
Does your tummy hurt?
A little bit.
Well, you probably shouldn't have more milk. Maybe we'll go. How about this? Maybe another time we'll do a milk drinking contest as well. Okay.
Okay. Well, just to make sure that you guys are the best, you guys have a drinking contest. And Kefend is like,
oh, that's just a normal night of that's just a normal night of drinking for Renalphus and I, but we can
do it. And Hawks and Hicks are like, what's going on?
Renalphus says, I believe the loser of the last round chooses the beverage, so... And I just gesture to you.
You hear, ooh.
I don't think any of us lost that last one, but
I don't think there are losers in a drinking contest between friends.
That's
I
also
think
very
everybody
true.
gets really drunk, and that's the whole point.
See, it wasn't even a drinking contest. It was a distraction.
It was
But
just
anyway,
us
how about,
drinking.
what's the person behind the bar's name again?
Cathend.
Athend?
Cathend.
Cathend.
K-E-T-H-E-N-D.
Cathend.
Yeah?
Pick something for all of us. Let's do it.
Okay.
Hurry, Cathend. I'm getting thirsty.
Hold on. This is the DM rolling.
Cathend.
Such bad
What's happening?
influences.
Cathend.
Cathend reaches up and grabs a thick, like wide-brimmed bottle
Oh,
with
God.
an iron cork.
Iron would make a horrible cork.
He uncorks
That's why you have to
it.
drink it fast so it doesn't go bad.
I've only seen one person drink this, and they only had a little bit, and they were schnockered. And he like uncorks the piece of metal, and you can smell.
I think I heard a soul escape out of that thing. What is it? What is in there? Yeah.
It's
A
gross.
wind
Just
blows through,
throw it
and like
at
the
it.
candle flames like flicker.
Yeah, like, oh.
You said pick something. Is this good?
I don't know. I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I've had too many things with an iron cork in it.
He pours out this like translucent, kind of
It's
muted
sludge.
green liquid.
It's just sludge.
It's not sludge. It's not like syrupy. It's actually surprisingly thin.
That seems questionable.
You
Yeah.
see, it's a little fizzy. It's got a couple
Oh
bubbles
no,
coming up.
it's carbonated. I didn't realize that existed in these times.
You can do natural
You
carbonation. What do you
invented
think it made
carbonation?
originally?
God damn it!
And
That's-
then
I
gave
mean,
it an
you're
iron
right.
cork. You built a rifle.
I'm sorry.
Are you an artificer? That's called a musket.
I'm sorry. Thurston came up with a lamination spell. I think I can come up with whatever fucking drinks I
hey.
want. Okay?
There's lamination
There's a thing
spells.
about that.
How
Well,
dare you compare yourself to Thurston?
I wish my insides were laminated when I'm about to drink here.
I don't think it's made for
Anyway.
That's a
humans.
coward's talk. And I
Yeah.
grabbed the whole bottle.
Oh, well, I can't let you. Just
I
do you have another one? This
I
is a
take a
drinking
huge-
contest.
I take a huge swig and I pass the bottle.
I grab it. I take a big swig as well. Roughly around the same amount.
Okay. I need both of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Hell yeah, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
16.
Way less than that.
What'd you get?
Tina, how close are you to me?
I was at the bar, so would you saddled up pretty close?
I mean, yeah, we're at the bar.
Then yeah, I mean it's probably not a huge bar.
It's not a huge bar.
What do I get?
It's a con save.
You do. You get a +4.
+4?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, boy could probably get that +4 too then.
Oh.
Everybody gets +4. It's the whole world.
Oh yeah.
So dirty
20
20.
then. Yeah.
15.
Okay. The both of you, immediately after the liquid enters your mouth, your taste buds send a signal to your brain that basically says, get it out, but given that it's a
But we're
drinking contest
competing,
and you
and
guys
we're
are competing,
professionals.
I
you chug the shit down. And at first, the taste is like Listerine a little bit, with
Okay.
like a mixture of vodka at the same time. Like it just
We are
doesn't
smelling fresh.
pair.
Okay, so Listerine with more alcohol. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. And after it descends your esophagus and starts going into your stomach, there's this numb that follows the taste and follows the liquid. And Ranulphus on the bar.
God.
Boykin, you barely stay conscious. The DC was 20.
Oh
Damn.
my god.
But you feel more hammered than you've ever felt in your life. But your mouth, your tongue, your taste buds, your throat are all 100% numb right now.
This
Oh,
hammer
God.
throws about to throw up. I'm about to
moved.
hammer throw up.
Peyton, who's next to you guys, that was it?
Oh god. Don't even bring up milk right now, Peyton. Don't.
Renalphus is
Hot
unconscious, Renalphus is unconscious, and as soon as Boykin says milk, just vomit.
God.
Spilling out of his
Wait,
mouth.
did oh, I forgot the bartender's name already.
Kethend.
Keel, was it?
Kevin?
Cathent.
It's not that you forgot. It's that now your character's too drunk to remember.
Yep.
Yeah, there you
Thank
go.
the
you.
character.
I'm just
Oh,
really
I see
into
how
the
it
role
is.
play. Yeah, I'm just really I'm a method actor, if you will.
Oh, okay.
Did he take a shot?
Who? Renalphus? Oh,
Cathend.
Cathend? No. Cathend's the bartender.
Cathen, listen. Did you
Wow, that's really
did
strong
you
stuff,
did you
isn't
take a shot?
No.
Then
No, hi. I'm here.
and I'm
Sorry. that mumbling kills me.
Do you have something to like snack on maybe? Bread? Not cheese. Don't bring anything like that.
I'll go find some bread for you.
Oh, Cathen. Don't.
As you wait, as Cathen steps away, Arwell actually steps up to the unconscious Renalphus, who just and she reaches to try to find a means of cleaning, and surprisingly, the vomit disappears.
Do I see this?
You could have swore that there was vomit, and now it's gone.
I pick up that bottle. I'm like, hell was this?
Wait, Arsenaway?
What's up? What happened?
Your friend's dead.
I went to clean up his. Ew.
Ew.
What?
And it went away.
Went away.
I don't know how to say it. It's just gone.
It went back in the bottle.
It was. Oh my god.
It's just recycled vomit.
Oh my god.
Ew.
Oh my
Why
god.
is that strong?
Flip
That-
definitely
that
stepped
iron
outside
cord.
before the vomit incident because otherwise.
That's why it's an iron cork. It has to be metal for it to be cursed.
Oh my god.
I love this game, and I love you guys.
I have acid
have,
reflux
like,
right now.
the
I
gross
need you to not.
vomit
It's like
feeling in my
just-
throat.
right
She's saying
here.
that the disappeared. The
No,
Don't-
okay, I get it.
disappeared.
Okay.
Druidcraft lavender and just put it like right here.
Did you? Did you
I don't know.
do stuff?
It felt like a tingly in my hands, but I didn't even touch it.
I'll take the I'm assuming there's like a glass on the bar.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of something in it.
Sure.
I'm supposed to knock it over.
Why?
Try again.
We have to clean that up. That's not.
Try again.
Did
Same
you knock
intention.
over that one bottle?
Okay.
No.
Oh,
Arsenaway knows better than to touch that bottle.
Shh, it just like melts through everything and
Yeah.
it goes on its way to hell.
Yeah.
yeah. As the next boss approaches,
Exactly. We kill the next
We
boss
actually
of the
can
ninth
bring
level
that with
hell.
us.
Yeah.
We could use that.
Throw it in Skin Gorger's mouth and watch it come out the other side.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
It's probably not the worst plan.
Okay.
With intention.
She reaches out, and you see this little glow coming from her palm as the liquid almost like sinks into the bar but disappears entirely. Oh, that was weird.
You did it!
I don't know, like, that's weird.
Oh.
What is it? I don't like it. What happened?
It's magic. You did it!
What's that? Okay. Yay, I think.
It's a good thing.
You sure?
It's a good thing.
Okay, that was kind of cool, though. And she just instinctively, again, reaches and hugs Arsenaway.
Like, kind of jump and do like very much like Arsenaway's like 20, mid-20s, but they suddenly turn into like teenage girls. And there's like a little bit of hopping
Aw.
happening.
Boykin
Little
is
bit of
sitting there
happiness.
confused at all of this because I'm assuming it's like right next to me that like all this is happening. I'm just like,
Mhm.
wow. What?
The fact that you hit your microphone doing that was just the mwah, chef's kiss.
I mean, are you saying you and Brotrack don't do that?
Magic? No. The Brotrack doesn't know how to read correctly. He wouldn't know how to do any magic.
What are you talking about, Boykin? They didn't do anything.
What? Oh no! I'm seeing things.
That's so mean.
I start kind of curling up into a ball just underneath the bar. I'm like,
Oh my god.
I swear I saw it. I saw the puke. I swear I saw it. And just kind of mumbling to myself.
Who has the highest passive perception?
15.
Not me.
It's probably Rhodes.
21.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Rhodes.
Mhm.
As you're taking in all of this sense of peace for a moment,
Like that music.
Look at Sam's face was just.
Don't like that music.
you can hear out on the street a familiar voice. No, I swear I saw one. It was a big, tall one. He had a bird, and I swear I saw him. I know him if I see him.
Well, if you're wrong, then Skin Gorger will have your skin for food.
And you can see at the end of the street a large, lumbering, what seems like an undead ogre with like a large gash in his side, almost like a ballista bolt just entered and riddled his insides. He's walking around with the same sort of glowing, almost ember green-like energy coming out of his eyes as the two undead walking along with him. Behind them, there are two other undead as they are approaching and just sort of scanning the streets, listening to this ogre ramble on and on and on.
Where?
Kojo,
Sorry, go ahead.
sorry, Flit was gonna have slipped out front.
That's true.
However, my intention was to use disguise self,
Okay.
to basically, make her look like one of the little creatures that were in the tower that we were in when we
Oh,
killed
okay.
Diablos.
Okay.
So would she see this and or hear it? My passive perception is horse shit. So
Make a perception check.
okay.
I'll say that in this moment, maybe you catch the glimpse of Chio who's looking out the window in a particular direction.
17.
I'll say with a 17, you can see an oncoming patrol coming down the street.
Do I hear what they are talking about?
Yeah,
as
I'll
well?
say it's the ogre is being kind of blatantly loud, as are the two undead at its side.
And what is the noise like coming out of the bar right now?
Kind of boisterous, kind of lighthearted, kind of fun. Just a general warmth coming out of the bar right now.
Flit will watch them for a few more moments, kind of trying to keep herself tucked back into the shadows. If there's any, like a barrel or anything outside, like duck behind it,
Okay.
because she is short and probably would be able to.
Okay.
Before going back in, she just kind of wants to assess the situation, I think.
Okay. Make me a stealth check just to hide behind that barrel.
16.
Okay. That was a tilt. Okay. Okay. You feel pretty secure as you hide behind the barrel, and you can continue to hear them approach. The ogre, again, just remarking, "I think I saw one of them. It was a teeny one. I didn't get too good of a look."
Yes, we know. You said it multiple times.
Chio, what were you saying?
Where was the stable that Coco is in? Is it facing the street or it's in the back alley?
It's in the back alley, so it's out of sight, at least from the main thoroughfare.
It's been more than an hour though, so we're not telepathically linked anymore, correct?
I'm gonna say it's been more than an
Okay.
hour. Yeah.
It's been a while.
Been a while.
Aw.
It's
my
been.
I see
God.
Chio looking out the window, right?
Yes.
Oh, I can't because of your ring. I can use telepathy to talk to you if you're within 30 feet of me.
Ooh. You know what?
I can
Here's what I'm
allow
gonna
you
say.
to.
That's what I was gonna say. The ring of mind shielding, I'll say you can register that somebody's trying to communicate with you, and you can then decide whether to allow it or not.
I can screen your calls and pick it up if I want to.
She'll look through the window trying to catch your eye, and she probably looks like some sort of imp or something like that right now, but it's her. And you hear just in your head, "Miss Chio, do you see them?"
Yes, I'm going to see if we can disguise Coco. And she's going to see if we can grab that tarp and kind of throw it over Coco.
Okay.
This is a pile of leaves, not a bird. Coco, do you need a blanket? You look cold.
If I can, as well, in my head, reach out to Arsinoe. This is Awakened Mind, the future. It's the
Gotcha.
Warlock feature. I can telepathically speak to any creature within 30 feet. So I'm going to speak to Arsinoe and just say, "You should quiet the noise.
What's wrong?
They know. They're looking for Coco. They saw us. They're coming down the street.
And she'll immediately kind of go into action.
Do you say shit out loud?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Oh my god, I keep forgetting her name, and that's so terrible.
Arwell?
Arwell hears that, looks up at you, and recognizes that shift. Hicks, Hawks, upstairs. She immediately breaks off and starts like wrangling the kids to go upstairs. Peyton is like, "No, but I was watching." She's like, "Shh," and then grabs her and like lifts her up and brings her upstairs. The other patrons, the regulars, sort of position themselves near the door, just in case they want to enter. They're gonna make it their point to be as much in the way as possible.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration on Renalphus and get him up on his feet.
Rodolphus. It's weird. You could have swore, like, all you did was hit your head on the bar, but now you're conscious and now you feel, like, still a little drunk. The last couple of seconds have been weird for you. By the way, he's been out for a couple of minutes to everybody else, but the last couple seconds are really weird for you. You don't even feel any more buzz, really.
I immediately turn to Boykin and say, that was a hell of a round one. Are you ready for round two?
I don't know where the puke went.
I think round two's on hold.
I don't know where it is, but if that's even a minor, like not at a challenge, I have to accept it. So yes.
I fucked with this dude's mind so much.
It was just that little sliver of like 3 words. You've broken him.
My passive perception is 16.
That's definitely enough to
do
key
I
in.
immediately start picking up on, like, there's a situation going on?
You definitely pick up on Arwell kind of rounding up the kids, looking a little distressed,
Disheveled.
and almost
Okay.
looking to Arsinoe just to make sure that she's good, that she's going to be sort of on par to protect should things go south.
Do I notice that at all too? Or?
Make a perception check with disadvantage, sir.
I'll slip back in the door if I can.
Sure. With your stealth, you're good. They didn't perceive you at all.
Okay. Still looking like an imp or something.
Yeah,
so
you slip back in, and the patrons at the front go, what brings you here? And they're like getting in the way of this teeny little imp. One of them like drops their drink and is like, "Oh man!" Like just purposely stands in front of you.
She just kind of. It's just me.
Oh, sorry, it's fucking magic. All right, go. Like gestures for you to get inside.
And then I will go up to Arsinoe and say, and whoever else is around.
Probably Chio.
They said they thought they saw a little one too, so I should probably stay out of sight.
Go upstairs. Follow Arwell.
Yeah, Arwell like finishes like hurrying Sibyl up the stairs, and she's like, "Yeah, come on."
I'll keep your siblings safe, Arsinoe.
Thank you.
And she'll kind of like shoo the kiddos, all of them, up the stairs.
Arwell's
because
like,
they said they were looking for the bird and a little one. So making sure that she's trying to make sure that the ones that were specifically mentioned, at least, they're not like so obviously out there.
When Renalphus is suddenly like coherent again, I'm immediately just like, what can we do to disguise Coco? Can she stay hidden under the tarp?
Unlikely, but I can sure try. And I turn to the kid manning the bar. Is there a back way out of here?
Yeah, just under the stairs it leads to the back alley where this stable is.
Okay. I immediately make my way out that way.
Okay.
I'm
You
gonna
quickly-
accompany.
Okay. You and Chio step out. Pithend has just pieces of bread that he's like, I need you to sober up. And just like quickly feeding them to Boykin as he is cleaning everything up. He's taking the glasses that had milk and making sure that they're rinsed so there's no evidence. Like, all that shit. Malice, what are you doing?
After Renalphus and Chio leave, I'll just look to Arsinoe and what do you need us to do? Do you want us here? Do you want us upstairs? Do you want us out back?
Upstairs.
Okay.
The less they see you, the better.
Okay. Come on. Just usher Boykin along.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have like a couple pieces of bread.
Yep. No,
I'm ugly eating right now. You know?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. No, it's fine. We got food upstairs.
I've got food right here too. Yeah.
What can we see upstairs? Is there like a window we can peer out of or anything like that?
I'll say yeah. There is a window. You essentially follow all of the kids into a second floor room where there are beds everywhere in a single room. In this room already was Eloise and Galebra along with Harand. And it looked like they were in the middle of a discussion as you all enter. But there is a window that overlooks the street that you can see.
When
Eloise
Malice comes up, I look at her and I just say, I can cause a distraction, but I would need to get further away to lure them away from the house.
Well, let's first see if they actually come up to the house. We don't want to draw more attention here than we need to, but it'll be good to keep that in the back of your mind in case it's needed. Keep an eye out the window.
I'm going to cut real quick to Chio and Renalphus. So you guys get to the back stables, and at this point you can kind of hear echoing out from the front more of that conversation between the undead creatures that are approaching. Chio just sort of perks her head up, almost like she's ready for battle as you approach, and she hears the creatures approaching.
They're coming around to like the back of the building.
They're along the street, but you can definitely hear that they are, take a look down that way. Like they are sort of searching for something. So at this point, you do have maybe a few minutes before they eventually do come to the alley where the stable can be visible.
I rolled a 19 for stealth.
Okay.
And I am headed towards the stable.
Okay. Getting to the stable was perfectly fine. You guys essentially just walking through one of the doors to the back stable area. Yeah. Right now, you guys are not visible. You can hear them in the distance, but they are eventually going to make their way where they can be visible to you.
Okay.
We probably only have a minute or two.
Is there like we kind of glossed over this, but I assume I would have had to talk to somebody. This is someone else's property that the stable is at, right?
It is attached to the late Magpie.
Oh, okay. Is there anything that is like an indoors covered area?
Make me a perception check.
That is perception. That's a dirty 20.
Okay. With a dirty 20, you can spot one of these stalls. Looks like it is kind of closed off for like storage stuff. There's just several crates. You could spot a couple crates of bottles, clearly of some sort of drink. The stable next to it does seem open, but there are a couple more of those crates in there. You think you could probably get Coco to fit, but she'd have to sit down and keep her head down to be totally out of sight if you close the door to the stable.
Okay. I am going to lead Coco in that direction.
Okay.
My plan is to get her like behind some of those crates, drape the tarp over the whole thing.
Okay. All right. I will say you obviously don't need an animal handling check. Coco is bonded to you. Whatever you need her to do, she will do.
Mhm.
You position her, you place the tarp.
Yeah.
Do you guys stay in the stable or do you go inside?
I stay with Coco. The way I am selling this to Coco is that like when we're out on patrols, we're historically our unit has been like a patrol and an ambush unit. So this is the kind of thing we do. We hunker down and we hide, and then when something happens, we leap into action. I
Okay.
am hoping that nothing will happen,
Okay.
but I'm essentially, getting Coco in that mindset and ready to spring an ambush.
Okay.
I'd like to actually just scale the building. I want the high ground.
Okay. Make me well,
Well, it's a 3-story building, right? And I can walk up vertical surfaces. Can I just walk up the building?
See, the best part of that was the smile that went along with that.
Yeah.
Like I already
yeah,
know.
I can walk on walls.
I know. I already know the answer. Like.
I already know
That's
the
the,
answer. I just
that's the I control water face right there.
this is their 3.1 story building. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, wait, we're not doing 50 anymore. I am out. I do this 3 point nothing. It's too much math.
Yeah, you just
Yes, I can make a check though if you need
you're
as well.
good. It's fine. It's a little crooked building, but it's got more than enough handholds, and you just run straight up. So
I'll like back out and then just.
okay.
I'll just arm up the building.
Okay. You scurry up to the roof. I'll say Malice, Boykin, and Flit just hear like some skittering on the roof, and some of the kids go,
Oh, that would we recognize it as?
"Yeah, you've
Monk
known
bullshit.
Chio to do this
Can
more
we see
than
her
one.
run past the
I know we've
window?
seen
Yeah.
Chio go up on top of things before.
Yes,
It's
definitely.
okay.
It was a
Like
blur.
a cat.
Like,
Yeah, if we see her run past the window, or at least catch sight of her, then Flit will say, "It's okay. It's just Chio. She's
She likes to watch
probably-
from up high.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's good at running up the side of walls."
Sybil actually kind of pushes past everybody to look up the window to see if she could see Chio.
She see like a cattail,
Over the side.
That's so cool. All right, Chio, you find a solid enough position with good enough footing. What is your goal? Just sort of keep an eye.
Keep an eye out, and I'm gonna hide as well. I don't want them to see me up here, so.
Sounds good. Make me a stealth check.
14.
Okay. All right, Arsinoe. What's your plan? What are you doing?
I'm gonna kind of pretend like nothing's wrong, and I'm going to prep calm emotions. If I
Okay.
see them walk past the front windows.
Okay. Okay.
And I am not targeting them for calm emotions. I'm gonna target everyone. It's a 20-foot sphere and it's a 60-foot range, so I'm gonna cast it a little higher to try and get everybody in there. Because I know if I try and do the undead, it might backfire. I'm trying to calm everybody else.
Okay. A few moments go by, and you can hear the approaching sounds of footsteps. I'll say everybody in the bar can hear at this point.
Just stay out here. Keep an eye out. We'll check a look. Stupid big idiot.
And the door to the Late Magpie slowly creaks open. And one of the smaller undead. Now, up close, you see darker robes, but also with like some patchwork iron and steel armor at certain points. Different styles, clearly of different kills of some kind or scavenging or whatever. But with a hood that sort of hangs a little bit low, but just under, you can see the glowing green eyes from the skeletal face of this creature.
You.
She's one of the patrons. Yeah?
Did you see a bird?
Yeah, I saw one this morning. It was flying over the city.
Not like that.
And you just see the undead take the patron's hair and just pull back.
I mean a large bird.
No. I didn't see anything like that. Tosses him. Sort of glances around, kind of meanders in a little bit, sort of poking around her. So anyway, he is now kind of coming in your general direction.
What about you? See anything weird?
Nothing weirder than what already roams these streets.
How coy.
And you see he reaches and pulls out a little dagger and like flips it around.
What about a tall man? More tall than a regular one of you people.
Should like lean around him to look out the window. Like a compatriot?
Make a,
Well, they're that size, but thin.
Nope.
make a deception check.
This is what she does, guys. This is what she does.
I don't think deception is in order. I don't think anyone in their right mind would describe Renalphus as thin.
A dumb undead ogre at a glance? You don't know.
He's
18. Right now she's starting to kind of like let her hand hang by her waist where the ruby is. Just
So you are basically at the ready. Chio's above, keeping an eye on the last few. Boykin is hammered upstairs with Malice and with
And
Flit.
Brett.
Yeah. I think since Flit's by the window, I think I would have moved close to the door that would lead to the hallway.
Okay.
Both to listen as much as possible. I'm assuming this door is closed.
Yes.
Once we got in, so at least to listen as much as possible, but also to be in between whoever opens it and what's behind.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Flit is watching out the window just to make sure that all is still quiet on the street, and if she needs to act quickly to cause a distraction, she can.
Okay. And Renalphus is in the stable with Coco. right?
With a ready to action
Okay.
to attack. Actually, can I make a perception check
Go for it.
real quick?
What are you looking for?
I'm not going to look. I'm just using, like my hearing and smell. And I want to just gauge if anyone is approaching.
Okay. Go for it.
I think that is a dirty 20. Yes,
Okay.
dirty 20.
With a dirty 20, you don't sense anybody else approaching from around the side of the building.
Okay.
You can hear the rest of them like by the front door. But you're on the other side of the building. But you stand ready, keying into their positioning. And we'll see how this turns out next week, because I think tonight is a good point to end tonight's session.
Damn it!
Oh, I love cliffhangers. So good.
Will they survive this encounter? Will Boykin get sober?
Find out next time on Decisions in
Dragon.
God damn it!
Like there's actually a dragon this time.
Yeah, there's actually a dragon this time.
Yes, there is actually a dragon this time.
So weird.
I know.
Oh, also, for my notes, is skin gorger one word or two?
One word.
Okay, thank you.
Is that a nickname or actual birth name?
Chosen name,
Call him
okay.
Mr. Gorger.
Yeah.
Mr. Gorger.
Fred
His
was
father.
born.
Mr. Gorger
That's
is my
Esquire.
father.
Yeah,
Call me
Esquire.
Skin.
Ew, I
Call
hate
me
that.
Ew.
I hate that.
Sam.
Worse
It's not the
somehow.
worst thing that was
It's
said
Daddy
tonight.
Dawn.
No.
Sponsor and
No.
they start doing this shit.
You know what? I can't help it. It just came. It was one of those things. It just kind of happened, and then I thought about it afterward.
Sam, you're going to get a number. Just because I realized I didn't do this in the beginning of the day. Give them a sponsor, they start doing this shit.
I didn't have it open.
You're good. Yeah, to everybody who tuned in, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was super cool. This was an awesome turnout, and we are all super, super excited that we've got so many new people in here.
Yes.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We do this every Wednesday, 6:30 Central Time to 9:30 or 10-ish Central Time. We also do Sassy Sundays, which is a video game stream. I stream on my own channel. I think Dustin uses the Nerd House channel, and Sam streams from Cozy Catastrophe. But all hail the Thicken. I swear to God.
Release the thicken.
Release the
Thicken. I want a shirt with it.
Hashtag release the thicken.
Why would you wear a shirt with that on it? Why?
Why not?
So funny.
Because no one will understand it.
All hail the Thicken. Oh, now it's a thing.
Yep.
What we're gonna do though, because we've got such a nice solid following, why don't we do a little raid? See if we can make some new friends. Let's
Release.
Hashtag release the
Hashtag
thicken.
release the Thicken.
It's so funny.
You guys have been amazing today, though.
Seriously, chat, you have been 100%
Oh,
relentless with how wonderful you've been. I love you guys so much. But I'm going to go ahead and set up a raid for the Legends of Evantris, which if you've been on D&D TikTok, there are some hilarious characters coming out of there, one of which apparently is a clown. So we're going to go ahead and get that going here. Legends of Evantris. Yeah, that's fine. But in the meantime, everybody, be nice to each other. We love you so much. This was so much fun. I'm so glad to have these players and this chat and all of you guys. So be nice to each other. We will see you next week. Be nice to each other again.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay,
Bye. Hashtag thank